Hello, welcome to another podcast episode with me, Rory Dennis, your host, founder of Douga, a AI consultancy business. Today I have Patrick Pinto from BC Solutions. Patrick, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Patrick Pinto from BC Solutions. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer and one of the partners at the firm. What can I tell you about our firm?
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what a strategic advisory firm does day to day?
A strategic advisory firm is a full umbrellaed firm. We handle all sides of marketing. We also handle business process outsourcing and legal process outsourcing. So we consider ourselves a well-rounded firm that, again, your front end, your day-to-day building of websites and social media and video production, and then the back side of the company, which is now more of the focus. We're looking to take over and help companies that need outsourcing become cost efficient, be able to outsource the services internally, the mundane services internally, to give the company a higher return in their dollar of what they're spending, not only inside but outside of the firm.
Interesting. And what drives you as a leader day to day? What gets you out of bed and pushes everything forwards in BC?
BC was built by three of my partners, and then they brought me into the company, and it's the culmination, the creation of a company from ground up, the bootstrapping of that company and growing it, and being able to help multitudes of clients of ours grow their businesses and bring our expertise and our intelligence to them. It gives them the event. We love the idea of seeing those other companies grow.
Interesting.
That wakes me up every day.
Well, that's my next question is, what does a typical day look like for Patrick?
We have today's like every other day. You're up, you're out, in the office. You're reviewing calls. You're looking at your clients. You're forecasting what needs to be done inside of their programs. You're looking at efficiencies and ways to help them improve in different services. You're consulting with them. You're going to them with need be. Sometimes you're able to not have to be in the office, but be out with the clients, if it may be in their offices or at conferences. You're always moving. You're never, dust is never settling on you anywhere.
You mentioned earlier about the outsourcing and helping people, I guess, with staffing and everything else. Is that one of the major shifts you're seeing in kind of the industry at the moment?
To be honest with you, yes. I'm noticing that companies are becoming very cost effective in what they do. They're not looking for the cheapest service out there, but they're looking to save money and still give quality back. And services, as an example, I mean, our legal process outsourcing that we handle. Now, that means that an attorney gets a number of cases, and those cases are, unfortunately, maybe they're just too cumbersome for him. His staff is not well equipped. He's not staffed properly to handle all of these cases. He's able to outsource that to us. We're able to do the indexing of those claims. We're able to do the review of those claims, the law research that we have to do for it. I mean, you know, we can do support motions. We can review pending briefs and whatnot. I mean, there's tons of work that the normal paralegal would do, or internal staff the attorney would do. We're able to do it at a third of the cost.
Wow. And
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's what we're seeing with things like AI and things impacting legal. Are you seeing similar impacts across your business as well?
AI plays a big role, but speaking about the legal side of it, we're putting virtual attorneys, we're putting law graduates on these accounts. So we're not just hiring someone and putting them on. The person is vetted, qualified, and we actually give a trial. We'll give a 1 or 2 week trial to our client to let them see the success in what we're able to do and the efficiency we're able to do it in, and give them the chance to come back to us and say, you know what, it's easier to pay you $1 as opposed to the $3 that I'm paying elsewhere.
I think that's one of the things that, you know, when you're dealing with people and businesses, that it's important to have that personal touch sometimes with businesses, and obviously that's something you're doing really well, is being there.
You know, you talk about, I'll give you an example. COVID hit us a couple of years back. And COVID was, if you look at it properly, COVID was a silver lining inside of a gray cloud. And I mean that because it taught the world that we don't have to be face to face to have meetings, to schedule calls. Zoom, Teams, Google
Yeah.
Meets, whatever you want to consider, however you want to look at it, that became the new norm. Look at you and I right now. We're both in Yorks. You're in Old York and I'm in New York. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, think about it. We're on two sides of the world, but we're 12 inches apart from each other right now.
Yeah.
And
Think
no delay. It's a perfect way to have a meeting.
Yeah, and it has changed things substantially and hopefully opened up new markets and new opportunities for businesses
100%.
elsewhere. That was definitely one benefit. What about some of the misconceptions that people might have of your industry? I guess like outsourcing and things, it sometimes brings negative connotations.
People feel that I'm gonna give you my work and it's gonna be I'm not gonna know who it's outsourced to. I'm not gonna know where it's going to be. This person could be in a hut somewhere in some, third world country, and it doesn't work like that. Our The difference of what we do, and other companies are doing it as well, you're creating call centers in different parts of the world.
Hmm.
You're giving people jobs in other parts of the world, which is wonderful because there's an economy that needs to grow. But B, we're able to control it where you can be monitoring the people that you're working with. We do a full interview process. If you need 10 people, I'll give you 25 to interview. You'll pick the best 10 that you want. And then those 10 will obviously report to a manager, report to you. You'll know who they are. You'll know them by
Yeah.
face, by voice, by everything. It's not, well, who is this person I'm speaking to on the phone? So,
Interesting. So thinking operationally, is that I'm guessing, you've got different challenges because of the kind of the types of work you're doing. Is there anything within the business that's particularly challenging from an operational point of view?
not, I have to be very honest with you. If it's handled, it's like a tire on a car. If it's built properly, it does its job and it rolls and it's supposed to do what it's supposed to do. There are no hiccups with it. You go through a trial and error period with anything. You'll test out six different scenarios to find the best one that works.
Interesting. How do you go around finding clients? Are you kind of relying on ads? Are you out there with a sales team? What's your processes now?
One of our strongest processes that I absolutely love, we do a lead generation campaign, and it is absolutely phenomenal for a seasoned salesman like myself. Okay, the old days, and don't get me wrong, of cold calling, of walking into a building, of being going to a conference and just walking up to someone,
Yeah.
it still has its weight and it still works, but in a much more efficient and time period. It's so much easier to do an outreach campaign of lead generation in different formats and
Mm.
get interested people to want to have a conversation with you and book time on your calendar.
Absolutely. I think using the different channels, LinkedIn,
Yeah.
email, there's a million different ways of doing it. And having technology as well to back you up, AI and other systems now are so important to kind of manage kind of large scale kind of outreach campaigns as well, can make a real difference. What about just thinking about your own, you're obviously marketing. How do you stand out from your competitors? What sets you apart?
What sets us apart is the uniqueness in what we do and the perfection in what we promise. There's a much different approach. I always explain this to people. The bitterness of poor quality, hear me out, the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of a low
Yeah,
price. So if you're buying on price, you're not buying quality. You're
yeah,
buying because you're just, well, it's $2 and I'll buy that as opposed to the one that's $4. But the one that's $4 will do so much more. So
yeah.
our process is you're going to get what you pay for, but we're not selling a cheap service. We don't make excuses for our clients. We make appointments. We don't make excuses. We make success for them.
I really like that. I think that's kind of a powerful way forward. I think people selling commodity products on TikTok Shop and things have got a very different outset to selling the bespoke kind of that quality product that people actually will pay a premium for and get a service equivalent to kind of what they're investing in.
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, there's an audience for everything that you do. I'll give you an example. Ferrari, the motor company,
Yeah,
Ferrari. Okay, you cannot, if you're new off the street, You cannot walk into a Ferrari dealership and buy a new Ferrari. They will not let you. I don't care how much money you have. They'll sell you a used car first.
Yeah.
And they want to see how you handle it, how you perform, how you take care of it. And then you'll be reviewed. And if they feel you're worthy, they'll sell you a new car. So the idea is that, there's other dealerships, they'll sell you whatever they can sell you. They don't care if you
Yeah.
even know how to drive. There's a quality and there's a seat for everyone. So the different echelons that you work within, those are the echelons you should cater to. We're a marketing company. We build websites. We have a video production company that's won Emmys. So we're not doing it cheaply. We're doing it properly.
I think interesting you talk about the kind of web. I didn't ask this earlier on, but you kind of sparked my memory about something. I had a conversation today about the effect of AI within just like SEO and optimization and things, and whether that's something you've come across as well as a big change within marketing, whether they're kind of having to factor in LLMs and things within kind of SEO processes and things.
I just did a speaking engagement at a conference and AI came up and I explained very simply in short terms. AI is the new kid on the block. You either accept them, embrace them, or reject them. But the new kid on the block's got a lot of friends. So why would you reject them? Because eventually you're going to wind up working with them anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not telling you to close your eyes and let it run wild. I'm explaining that you need to learn with it. You need to grow with it. It'll only do better for you if you embrace it the way you should. It's we're the more and more and more we live in this world, we're becoming very time conscious.
Yeah.
We don't want to waste time. Time is the biggest commodity we ever have,
Yeah.
and we don't want to waste it. So the idea, if I can do something through AI and it can be done in milliseconds as opposed to me taking forever to do it, why would I not go through that process? Yes, I still have to review it. I still want to make sure it's my inflection, my idea, my conversation, but it's already being done.
Yeah, and I think that person in the loop's really important. But if it can do all the research for a post on LinkedIn and present you something, or
Give you
take out some of the
options.
bureaucracy, that's going to make a big difference to your business and your day-to-day
It gives
experience of work.
it gives you options.
Hmm.
I'll give you an example with websites. You know how many people we talk to with websites and they built the website themselves. So it's their baby. Nobody ever says their baby's ugly.
Yeah,
Nobody ever said their baby doesn't work. They have passion in it.
yeah,
And if they take the emotion out of it and they look at it for what it is, if you've got four different versions to say, well, that's good, but what about this or this or this? It opens up their thoughts, it opens up their mind. And that's the idea of the AI. It's giving you multiple abilities to say, well, we could look at it this way or this way or this way or this way.
interesting. I think that's quite a good way of doing it, and kind of nurturing the client and making them want to
Yeah.
work with you as well. Interesting. So I've obviously been through your website. I've seen you've mentioned you've got the video and everything else you're doing. You've obviously got a huge number of kind of service offerings. Is there any one of them you're focused on growing at the moment and particularly kind of want to shout about and tell the audience?
I want to talk about all of them. I mean, Be Seen Solutions now has a division called the Be Seen Legal. And that's what we talked about earlier. That has been a very rapidly growing section of the company because more and more people, and I mean, conference after conference that I go to, and we open conversation with potential clients, it's almost like bringing water to the desert. People are needing of this. They're thirsty of this. They want this. They want to be able to take a bucket of their money and not have to spend it, but get a better quality. Everyone thinks what they have is the best until they compare it to something else. You've
Mm,
got to give the ability to compare it. You run an apple to apple test, whichever one comes out the shiniest is the one you're going to go with. But
interesting.
if you sit on one thing and say, mine's the best and I don't want to change it, this is what, it's never going to grow.
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely true. And if I come back in 12 months, is the legal part the one that you're going to have said is going to have grown significantly?
The Be Seen Solutions has grown over the last 10 years tremendously, and it's continued to add more services into it as a client needs a service, or as we see a client could potentially need a service. we start to embrace that service, obviously bring it into the wheelhouse of what we offer.
Yeah.
A lot of the outsourcing has become very prominent. Companies are coming back to us going, I don't need 26 employees right now. I need 4, but I have work for 26.
Yeah.
What do I do? What do I do?
I can
I'll
appreciate
give you
that.
an example. There are agencies that are out there, and they'll get a placement of work from one of their clients, and it's 100, 200, 300, 1,000, 2,000 files. They don't have the team to work it.
Mm.
They need to be able to outsource it, have it done quicker, smarter, and easier for them at a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
It's not a secret. Companies know that people outsource. It's not a secret in any
Yeah,
way.
well, it's common everywhere I've worked. It's not a
Exactly.
secret. It's a necessity. You know, you don't want to have huge numbers of staff sitting around or on the payroll. It makes sense to outsource certain
No.
parts of your business.
There were days, and I was part of it 20 years ago, when you had an office and you had 100 people working, 200 people working there,
Yeah.
and you weren't feeding yourself, you were feeding the machine to feed them. I mean, it's not cost effective anymore. It's just not.
It's not. No, definitely not. Um, so thinking about kind of the business as a whole, if there was kind of one challenge that you could solve today, what would it be?
It's it's taking the hesitation and the resistance from people. Again, unless you see me on a phone on a Zoom call
Mm.
or we meet, you don't know who I am. You know nothing about me, and now I'm asking you to trust me. And people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
People have been burned so many times that they don't want to hear that close your eyes, fall, and I'll catch you. They're not going down that. So you have to build a rapport, you have to build a trust factor with a client. Remember, in our service, in our company, a lot of the services that we give to a client are non-tangible.
Yeah.
SEO is non-tangible.
Yeah.
Yes, video work you can see. Yes, website work you can see. Yes, outsourcing you can see. But you have to trust me before I say, sure, give me that work. I'll place it over here and I'll give you back the return on it. People aren't as open as you would like them to be, and you have to build that with someone.
I think that's interesting. So when it comes to some of those less tangible things, are the metrics you use to kind of show benefits to the clients and ROI? Is it all on kind of, look, your business is growing, it is working?
The best thing that we try to do for people is we try to give them comparisons of other companies that are similar to who they are and what they do. We have case studies that show the success in what we do. So I tell people, don't believe me. They're the case studies.
Yeah.
Call those people, have talk to them. You
That is
know,
something I've come across in working in tech and in healthcare. Is case studies are quite powerful. You know, people buy from people, and that evidence from peers
yeah,
that actually this works. You know, here's something that has worked for me and it worked for you as well. Is There's nothing quite like it.
you're right. You're absolutely right.
So again, within your industry, is there any trends you're seeing generally across kind of outsourcing or some of the areas you work in?
Video has become very powerful. People, again, in the lazy world we live in, people don't want to read, they want to listen and look
Yeah.
at. the, right now, if you and I wrote this back and forth to each other, we'd lose people in the first 30 seconds. But
Yes.
someone is going to watch this because now we're both talking, we're interacting, and we're explaining, and they're going to see that. Now, something that we say today will resonate with them. I don't know what it'll be exactly, but something that you and I say, something will resonate. They'll call you, maybe they'll ask about me, whatever
Mm.
it may be, but that's how it'll all come down.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think I'm seeing AI being used to create videos and content and everything else, and
Yeah,
it's almost obviously you're doing something very high quality, so you can stand out above that. But it is definitely that kind of that's what people are looking for now.
you have to be careful with AI. And I
Yeah.
say that because it's new. It's the new kid on the block. Before you give him the keys to everyone's house, you want to get to know him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is true. Kind of final questions. If you could go back 10 years and give yourself some advice, what advice would you give yourself?
work as hard as you can for as long as you can because there's benefits in what you do.
Yeah. Compounds.
Eh,
Compounds.
don't wait on something. Again, time is your biggest commodity. Don't wait on something. Move forward on it. If you, again, I always say, today I'm going to give everything I have. What I keep inside, I lose forever.
Yeah.
So you want to give, if you're going to go to work, give 110%, or don't
I
go to
think,
work.
yeah. Well, no, I think, I'm sat here doing this and thinking, yeah, you have to give 110% if you're going to succeed and grow your business and everything else.
Absolutely.
There's no other way of doing it.
Nobody hands success out for free. You earn it.
I think that is a powerful statement. Nobody hands success out for free. It's in your
Right.
hands. Yeah.
Right. I have a lot of friends that are major league ball players, and they get paid hundreds of millions of dollars. But they explain to me day in and day out, if everyone could do it, it wouldn't be special. If
Yeah.
everyone could do it, they wouldn't be paying what they're paying for one or two or three or five people to do what we do.
Fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely true. Finally, Patrick, would you like to tell the listeners how they can get in touch with you and how they can find Be Seen Solutions?
Sure. You could go to bescenesolutions.com. It's be like a bumblebee, Scene Solutions. We have endless case studies to review. You can contact me there. You can look me up on LinkedIn, Patrick Pinto. You can give us a call, 631-777-8811. You can reach out to me through email, pat@bescenesolutions.com. I promise you, time spent with me will be well spent. You're not a waste of time if you're looking for a marketing campaign, if you're looking for an outsourcing campaign, if you're just looking for advice. Love to have conversation.
Love it. I've really enjoyed spending a little bit of time with you and learning more about Be Seen Solutions. It's been fantastic, and I once again thank you for joining me on the podcast today.
All right, thank you for having me. It's an honor to speak with you. I hope that we can get our message out to more than just you and I.
Indeed. Thank you, Patrick.